I cannot apologise enough, guys. My phone, it just went from 40 to 0 in the space of half a second. I'm very sorry. I have recovered the previous video, but I didn't snap the end. Just the end. I don't think I said anything. It was just that turned off, and I was just about to say, let's come back with another machine on the desk. This is it. This is the RM NBook 200. Now, the last time I attempted to film this, do I still have the old videos of it? Yes, I do. It couldn't boot Linux Mint properly. It had a hard drive issue because the old Seagate that had Vista on, I had previously jammed in that one, died. So let's turn this one on. I replaced it with a much nicer 320GB Western Digital Blue. I have a lot of those lying about now. There we go. RM being so cheap they can't afford an actual boot logo. My dad seems to throw out loads of hard drives now, and they're really decent capacity as well. I mean, soon he'll be throwing out 1TB drives in the spate for SSDs. But yeah, that's running Linux Mint. Linux Mint 18 Cinnamon, I think. Cinnamon or Sarah. Now, I think this had a graphics problem a few times, but I've actually fixed that because, well, thanks to my father being amazing, I have actually edited the Xorg config and gave it not only 1280 by 800, I think it was, which is too big for the screen. I gave it 1024 by 768, which is perfect size. The only thing is the startup resolution is the big one, so it does this a lot of the time. Screen's quite large. However, I can let me just sign in. Let me just carry on, and I've got my password wrong again. Hold on. And that's better. Yeah, this is it. It's running Linux Mint 18 Cinnamon, I think. Does it have the startup menu again? No. No, it doesn't. That's irritating. I have actually tested out the webcam. It's horrible because it's made by RM. I have got Gary's mod on here, yes, and that's because I have Steam installed on here. I don't use Steam on here though because it's too weak. CPU is just horrible, but it's just cool to have it there. So there's nothing really else. I can't get the system information for this machine up. But it actually says it on the bottom side of the computer. So I'll go check that out. Should probably hold this properly. Yeah, that image you saw at the end wasn't the screen failing. It was just the wallpaper getting stretched and mirrored, and loads of other things happened to it. Okay, let me just catch I don't get any product keys or anything. There we go, that's the thing. RM NBook 200. It's got a Pentium dual core 2100 MHz, that has not changed. And 2048 megabytes, which I believe is 2 gigs, or 1 gigabyte. No, I think this has 4 gigabytes in it now, because I put 2 2s in it. Dunno. I'll check maybe and put whatever it was in the description. Get that out of the image, because that's one of those postcode things. Yeah, the top's completely generic. You couldn't even tell this is an RM. I couldn't tell it was an RM when I saw it in the recycling pile. I was like, what the hell is this? But I kind of thought it was like really old. I thought it was like a Pentium 4 or Pentium 3 build, so I picked it up only to find it was a depressing RM. So I punished it with Linux Mint, because it doesn't deserve Windows. Probably wouldn't even run Windows. What the hell is that? Oh, that's It's a computer clicking on my knee. I wonder what that was. It sounded like a clock getting louder or a bomb or something. That's weird. Okay, I'm putting this thing down. Oh, okay, cover that back up. I didn't get the camera in it, so let's just move that out the way and come back with another machine, which is in much more rougher condition, but I like more. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please for the Iridium Starbuck, which I'm really concerned about at the moment because that is breaking off. Okay, I really shouldn't fiddle with that too much. This is snapping off very slowly. And this is really the only piece of security it gets to hold the lid shut. Even though that is broken itself, I still want the lid to shut. The hinges are actually surprisingly good despite the hinge covers have disintegrated. On that side anyways. Battery has long since died. I haven't plugged the fan in. I guess it does output electricity on USB. Windows 98 does not do that unless you have a driver installed. Yes, you've noticed, mobile Pentium 4 processor, that has not changed. And yeah, Windows 98, haven't changed that either. In fact, a lot hasn't changed in this computer, I think. I don't know if when I previously filmed it had the Deer wallpaper or the Windows wallpaper. I don't know what it had, but it still has the Deer wallpaper. At least I think so. I don't think I've changed it ever. Well, I wouldn't. I like it too much. Is that normal? Is it frozen? Oh no, I can see the black flashing cursor. The screen's actually pretty good on this computer. Just the backlight is phasing out quite slowly. I don't think any of these multimedia buttons work at all, which is a shame. These scroll buttons I don't think work either. What was that? Okay, let me just sign in on Windows 98, even though it's super unsecure, who cares? Here we go. Listen to that pure bass. Let me crank the volume up. Yeah, that sounds good. No, it doesn't. It's completely awful. This thing's got the worst speakers on planet Earth. This button does not work at all, so I'm going to have to do left clicks and right clicks using both the touchpad and here. Because I don't know what mode is it set to. Is it set to touchpad only, or is it set to... No, that's left click. This is right click. Yeah, left click is now right click. Or right click's now left click. I don't know. Settings. Control panel. Oh, no, that's just too confusing. The easier thing to do is just go to my computer, left click, properties, note that down. Ignore the fact it says Windows Me. I think my disk is faulty that I used to install it, but it is genuine Windows 98. It's a mobile, oh goodness, focus. It's a mobile Pentium 4 processor, clocked at unknown. That's annoying. It has 224 megabytes of RAM. I don't know what that means in gigs, but it's probably just megabytes. Nothing really else to do. It has a VNC on here, which works flawlessly. I can't actually access the VNC from another computer. It's basically got TeamViewer on it as well, but screw TeamViewer. If anyone has TeamViewer on their old computers, uninstall it immediately and install a real VNC. It's 10 times better. It's a little bit more faffy, because you've got to put in the IP address of the computer you're trying to control, make sure you've got the server bit running on it. But to be honest, TeamViewer has done so many bad things to free users, so people who are using the free license and not the commercial one. Anyone who has the free license, TeamViewer is pretty much just screwed over because, I don't know, they're greedy and they want more money, so they decide to say, oh, I know, we're just going to screw people who use old versions of TeamViewer so they can't use old versions with new versions anymore. So, if you use TeamViewer, screw them completely. Get a VNC. That's all I can say. It's like screw Mac, get a PC. But let me just continue. Come back with another new machine on the desk. Here we are. This is my Dell. Open. This is my Dell Latitude E6400. I have a battery, but it's not. Doesn't fit this one. I think it's an E something or other. Hold on. I'll go get it. It's a E4300, that's the battery I got. It's silver, meaning it must have come out of a silver computer. So this is the Dell E6400. Just turn the thing on. It's got an RFID, so this is a business laptop. Ex-business laptop. Got an RFID thing. I think maybe if I installed the OEM Dell Windows version, and it recognises what model my system is, so maybe it's installed the drivers for this. If anybody knows how to program my own username and password onto a blank RFID card and use it with this, please give me the link in a comment down below, because that is really helpful. It saves me having to use the keyboard. Glorious Windows 7, it's OEM installation as well, so I'll just come back as soon as I've signed it. This computer has a purpose, unlike some. This machine is actually my primary Windows 7 computer. Oh no. Yeah, I need to get a new battery, or actually no, new batteries cost money. I'm going to recondition the battery pack, when I can, obviously. Yeah, Google Chrome, or actually get someone else to do it. I might not, I'm not going to risk damaging the battery pack in the Iridium. I'll get someone professional to do that. Yeah, aside from that, there's nothing really else. Oh, the car alarm or house alarm's gone off. Power's still on, so I'm not too worried. It's very faint, only I can hear it. The microphone probably can't pick it up, so that's good. You could probably only hear the fan, the loud drone of the fan pad going over that. Yeah, the screen's slightly messed up on this thing, as you have probably noticed by the pink bar at the bottom of the screen. It glitches out, I think, when you move up to the top of the screen. It glitches on every mode. So it glitches out on BIOS, in any operating system whatsoever. The screen is knackered in this thing pretty much. Yep, there's the information for it. There it is. 3.4 Windows Experience. Windows is actually activated on this one, so I didn't actually have to activate it, it automatically activated itself. So good touch for Windows Vista and Windows 7 doing that for you. Windows XP, bad touch, because I have to upgrade everything in order to get to activate, but it's worth it. I've figured out a chain of doing, and every time I've done it, it worked, so I'm not complaining. So this is running Windows 7 Professional. I think it would have had Windows 7 Business or Enterprise on here before. I'm not going to take the battery out, because even though the product key is hidden under the battery, it's, well, number one, I'm not showing the product key. Number two, if I take the battery out, it's going to forget all the date and time settings and not boot properly. Yeah, for some reason the date and time and the CMOS battery depends on how the hard drive's arranged, and for some reason it isn't arranged as the first startup device, so it eventually, yeah, I think it boots from some other device that I had plugged into it. I think I had an SD card in the front. I've long since removed it, but yeah, it's a fake. I was going to say, does Dell give you free SD cards? No, they don't, they're stingy. Nah, Dell's pretty good. They make good products, but I'm sick of getting any sort of Dell desktop. Dell laptops I'll still look for, but desktops, boo, I've had enough of those. I've got too many. I'm looking for new computers to add to my collection, so stuff like Medions, IBMs, HPs, etc. Old ones as well. This is the other Satellite Pro. This is the single hard drive model. And just to state I'm not confusing you, that's the other one underneath the... Oh no, I really shouldn't have shown that, because I think I might have already triggered some Apple fanboys who are watching this video. I'm going to cover that up, even though it's faint already. Let me just turn this on. The power button. Okay, it has a charge in the battery. So it runs Windows XP Professional. This one I got from school. It was a old microscope PC. It's stopped being used now. I showed the system information in a previous video, so I don't need to show it again. I have not changed a thing in this computer, aside from a wallpaper, but that's it. Oh, I thought that was, you should activate Windows. I was like, I've already activated Windows. Yeah, battery's low on this thing again. That's really all I've changed with the computer. Oh god, the battery's critical. Should shut that back down before it crashes on me. Aside from that, that's all there really is with this one. It can't do much in the terms of modifying it, so that's why I haven't given it a custom username yet. Just unplug that. You can see immediately how quiet the computer gets as soon as I've unplugged that fan. Yeah, the PowerBook is still in a very bad state. I haven't actually managed to mend it yet, but I'm just on the lookout for any sort of PowerBook 100 series. Broken or working for a cheap price. As long as the display is either untested or it's the display LCD itself that's got problems. I'm hoping that the actual display cable itself is in good nick, because I'll get quite upset otherwise. So, that's Toshiba. Come back with another system on the... It's Apple time, so what am I going to look at? This is the Apple MacBook Pro 2010. This is one of my 2010 models. This one works flawlessly, actually. A little backstory. This computer is actually featured in the Laptops from School video. That's along with this little HP 2133. I'll show that in a minute. I'm just going to plug the TV and everything in. This computer actually first came with a swollen battery. You would have seen that, but I've actually swapped the battery and the trackpad out of one of my parts Macs, which does actually still work. It's just in a bad state, with a bad keyboard, bad trackpad, and a bad everything pretty much. There's a hard drive in it still, so I can still boot it up. Oof. Yeah, but this one's got the PE hard drive, as I like to say, and it's the original hard drive, and it was taken out for security reasons. Same with the one in that one, the HP. But thankfully my dad had spare hard drives on tap, so I've put discs in both the HP and the MacBook, and they're both actually sprung back into life pretty much really well. That MacBook's quite responsive, actually. It's a very good computer. It's very clean as well. There's no dust. Not even a bend in the bottom cover, I think. Was it bent? I don't think it was bent. I was starting to think it was bent, but I don't think it was bent now. I think there was another computer that was bent. I don't think this one was. No, I don't think this one's bent at all. It's missing a couple of screws in the bottom, but that's because I was careless upon taking it apart. Yeah, you can see that this is clearly not my hard drive. But don't worry, I haven't stolen the hard drive. This is an old disk that just simply hasn't been formatted yet. But I can't format Mac drives because I don't know how to. So I just leave it as it is. So this is just guest user. I don't really use this computer at all, which is kind of a waste because it's such a nice MacBook. I just don't use it as often at all. This is technically just a not a repair project as such, but yeah, you probably noticed that classic pinwheel of death icon. It's got the old one, so I'm starting to get confused with what OS is actually running. Is it OS X, or it pretty is OS X? Oh god, parental controls. Restrict access to used websites. Goodness me. I feel sorry about the guest account now. About this Mac. Can you even view about this Mac on here? Oh good. It's Yosemite for some reason. As the it has a NVIDIA GeForce 320M. Not very good, because I don't think Mac GPUs are any good. Unless they're desktop ones. Just turns off. If you shut down, your files will be deleted. Did I create any? I don't think so. Because they're stored in the RAM, which it doesn't have much of, because it's a stock machine. Did this one chime as well? I can't tell, I wasn't paying attention. I think this one chimed. This one usually chimes. This is probably the only chiming MacBook I've got. So, moving on to a fairly fat computer. This is the famed Acer Aspire 373 5Z, or 5375Z if you live in Belgium. This is I think this one was famed for graphics issues, judging by a video by Electronics Repair School. They're a good channel, check them out, because they do lots of fixings and help you to diagnose faulty laptop motherboards, and 9 times out of 10 fix the problem. So, thumbs up. This one runs Chromium. A very outdated version of Chromium. In fact, I found that one in the box while we were moving house. Along with the Samsung, but I wasn't allowed to keep the Samsung, which is a shame. I think the Samsung still runs Windows Vista. I haven't tested it at all. But this actually came with its own charger, surprisingly. So, I've actually got a charger. Let me just... I got my password wrong again. Hold on. Please be correct. I think it's correct. It's taken an awfully long time to diagnose it. There we go. That's better. So, current wallpaper. I didn't think I set my wallpaper, did I? No, I didn't. Because the battery died in it. Yeah, this is supposed to have a Paw Patrol Sky wallpaper because I'm weird. Aside from that, this is the only computer that has Google Chrome that looks, well, exactly like my PC's version of Google Chrome. It has the handy tab thing installed, which I don't know where that actually came from. I think I must have added adware or something. But clearly that doesn't want to play ball today, so I'm just going to turn it back off. Yeah, the mouse buttons are so loud that you wouldn't even be allowed in a library with this. So, there we go, score 1 for the MacBook, because it's buttoned, oh goodness, and the hinges are rigid on this thing. I mean, solid. This computer is good, yet bad. It's a Jade. No, it's not, it's an Acer. Just upside down. Got you. Yeah, let me move back with... Hold on, I don't have any more systems. I'll have to fish some more out the cupboard. This is the HP Compaq NX6110, also known as my X main system, because I was actually planning on using that Toshiba if it didn't have so many problems. I've shown the PowerBook again, haven't I? Oh well. Yeah, this was my X main computer because this was the only working one I had back when I had the Iridium, which now works, and the what was the other one? God, I'm remembering back to a really old video I shot but I never uploaded. That was like back in 2013. I had, what was that other computer? I think it was a Compaq. Oh yeah, the Compaq Mini, like one of those tiny little pathetic netbooks. The Compaq Mini, not the HP Mini, the Compaq version. The Compaq Mini 110, but it didn't say 110 at all. I don't know, it's like a really tiny little netbook. My dad found it in a puddle. I did try to boot it up, but I think I was too young and dumb to figure out how it worked. I think I attempted booting it with no memory. And then I eventually settled on the motherboard being faulty, so I took the fan off it, like I do, and then threw it in the library bin before fishing it back out and giving it to a friend who's now thrown it away. I was going to ask it back from him, but his parents made him throw it away, which is really annoying, because I kind of wanted the computer back. I don't know, maybe I'll get another Compaq Mini and ruin it. Like, break the keys off and break the Ethernet port cover and then just say, oh yes, this is my Compaq Mini. Scuff the bottom up, I think, and remove loads of bits from it. Oh no, I'll just keep it in good condition. Hold on, I should pause and come back. Here's the NX110. A little backstory about this computer. I found this in a pile of other computers at my father's place of work. And this one I kind of settled on because it had the old Intel Inside sticker, and I fell in love with it the moment I found it. And this was actually the PE department's ex-computer before they went and got, which one did they have before? It was a MacBook. They got a MacBook Pro, And now I've got both computers. I feel the PE department's unlucky. Soon I'm probably going to get a Chromebook or something that they've used and dropped. Because they thought it was a rugby ball. Oh god. If you can still hear me after that, and your eardrums have not exploded, that is of course the infamous startup sound of Windows NT Workstation 4.0, 4.0, 5.0, which never took off, I don't think, and never was a real operating system, but you can actually download the sounds for it, which I obviously went and converted the startup to a .wav file from a YouTube video, and god almighty, I love it. And it actually has its own USB sounds as well. I don't have a USB device nearby, do I? Yes, I do. Just get this. Just plug it in up here. I'm going to wait for it to fully boot first. That's a bit too fat. Let's go for something a bit thinner. Missing read SD cards? No, it can't. I just need some hardware. Some description. Get up off my bottom for once. Hold the camera there. Also try and find a USB. I found a USB. Okay. Gonna wait for it to fully boot. For some reason. Yeah. And then I did shoot a video about it a few years ago. This was back when it was running its original version of Windows XP Professional. This was running Professional, I think. This is running Home Edition now. And I kind of, yeah, I'm trying to connect my sat-nav to this computer. It doesn't work. No, just give up. Give up on life. Okay, so here's the USB sounds. We just plug it in. Yeah, I use the Windows 8 and Windows 10 hardware noises. Oh, I think it's already got the drivers for this type of USB. Nah, I don't need it. So there's that computer. I think I showed the system specs. If I didn't, I'm very sorry. Let me just go do that real quick. I personally like this computer. I mean, I did put the original wallpaper back on it, obviously. I couldn't not do that. And that was back when I was really young, and the old fan pad still worked. It's gone now. I threw it. Well, I didn't throw it away. I gave it to a friend, and he's using that as an art pad now. But you know, reuse stuff saves the planet, even if you're not using it for what it's actually supposed to be used for. But yeah, that computer I fell in love with the moment I saw it in the pile of junk, and I fished it out, and it's been living here ever since. I replaced it with a hard drive from a Dell Latitude C600, which I think I also recorded, but no I didn't. I have a photograph of it back when it was fully assembled, and it's broken now. I bought the Latitude along with two other computers, an Inspiron 300 and a Toshiba Satellite 4003 CDS, which I still have. But the Dells, one of the Dells in a bin, one of the Dells been parted out. And I did have a CSX as well, that I bought from a lovely old lady at a car boot sale for £5. It's stupid, what are they called? Nickel cadmium batteries, the ones that leak and get all crystally and junky and leaked all over the blooming motherboard, and it killed the poor thing. And I swear to God, I even smashed the battery to pieces after I fished it out of the computer and scrapped the computer, inevitably. I had to drill a lot of screws out though, which I feel very sad about. But if I swear to God, if I get another computer, that's what all my vintage computers have had their batteries ripped out if they're not lithium-ion or CR2032. That's not normal. What's it doing? Screen's gone black. Hard drive activity still max. Or has it just gone to sleep because I haven't done anything to it? Yes, it's gone to sleep. Oh, go to properties. I've set out, I've sworn revenge on all nickel cadmium batteries. I wrecked pretty much every battery, including the one I ripped out of the C600 and the Toshiba. So the Toshiba lived, but the Dells I think gave up. Well, actually, I think there was nothing wrong with the Dell. I think the fact I wasn't using a legitimate Dell power... Hold on. I'm starting to think that the battery acid caused the boot issue with the hard drive. I think the fact I didn't use a legitimate Dell adapter means the computer wouldn't turn on, obviously, without a Dell power supply. I think I may have just murdered 2 innocent laptops due to my stupidity. Rule number 1. If something doesn't work, check the basics first. Do not scrap it. I think I have a few computers here that don't work yet because I don't have a charger for. No, I don't. I do have computers here, but thing is, always buy an old 3-pin Dell power supply. So I don't know what the model of them are called. You know, the one with a weird blocky style brick. The 3-pin adapter. Where's my thing? I might have a reference for one. There we go. The one that's got this one. If anyone knows the model number of the one that has this plug, please put it in the comments down below because I need to know what it is, so that if I ever get any more vintage Dells, I have a okay, never mind. Yeah, but this thing has Pentium M, and a few hundred megabytes of RAM. But I've already showed the system specs of this one, so I'm just going to turn it off and come back with a couple other systems on the desk, because I have a couple prepared. Yeah, this computer takes a while to shut down because the hard drive feels like it's always under stress, which could be a sign that it's dying. But I prefer old mechanical drives to the to SSDs because it makes the computer feel too quiet. And I like the old whining sound of old hard drives, though it would have suited better in an old Dell, but it's the only IDE drive I had. But yeah, don't worry, I found a good supply of IDE hard drives as well. So I've got a spare in case anything goes wrong. So, sorry about that, just hold the camera straight. Should probably just pause and come back, because I mean, I think you've already seen what it does. I mean, it shuts down and blue screens. Yeah, I'm just straining this video on. Yeah, I'll pause and come back. I think it's shutting down now. Yep. Just ripping the wallpaper off. It feels so satisfying. If only I could see the other side of where it's being pulled from. Windows XP Home Edition. Yes, even though I have replaced the hard drive, it still does that wallpaper overlap thing. Taskbar's still there. Oh, it's ripped the taskbar off as well. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe I should add that old red wallpaper I had before. Give it an old red screen of death problem again that I always used to criticize. Yeah. Yeah, that's something I gotta do. I'm gonna upload videos I've recorded years ago, but never got the chance to upload them. Yeah, I'll do that. When I get the chance, just stick that down to 19 volts, just in case I need it to charge anything. So far this one's actually kept a charge in its battery, so I'm quite happy about that. No blue screen of death yet for some reason. Oh my god. Has it shut down without a blue screen? It's shut down natively! Fan pad's still running though. Computer's off. Oh. It's blinking a light. Is that normal? I don't like doing this. Do not tell me it just went to sleep. I'm gonna get majorly annoyed if that happens. Yeah, it looks to me like it fell asleep. That's irritating, but I said shut down. I actually clicked the shut down button. Well, that's being random, so I'm just gonna shut it down. That's better. Okay, I'm gonna move on with another machine. This computer's changed from the last time I actually powered it on. I think it ran Debian last time as a text-based operating system. It's getting steadily better because I have dual booted it. So what should we boot first? I think we should boot Ubuntu first, and then we'll go to Windows. Yes, this has got Ubuntu 6.06 LTS installed on it. It's very nice. It's like, I think, one of the earliest versions of Ubuntu you can download. Well, I think it was the earliest mainstream version. It was the earliest something. This computer is an Acer Travelmate 290. This was also in a pile of rubbish, but the reason this shined out more than the other computers was the fact it just looked older. The thing I sensed the fact it got to be like an old Centrino based machine. And ooh, to my surprise it was. Okay, let's just sign in. Be back. Okay. Love the startup sound of this, by the way. There we go. This is the blue Ubuntu installation. I've always liked this theme of Ubuntu, so I give it the blue one. The computer, it's fairly responsive. It can't do much. I mean, I have TeamViewer installed. That will come off soon. Real VNC I think does run on all versions of Linux, even the text-based ones. So I don't know. Maybe I'll install that on it. We just restart the computer. I think the touchpad's getting slowly worn out on it, so it's not very good traction anymore. The speakers on this are surprisingly good for being like 20-some years old, and it's yeah, it's stereo. It's not mono, it's stereo. Unlike some computers I have that are only mono. I like stereo computers. Yeah, so let's go back into another one. Into the other operating system. Let's go to XP. Now this isn't legit XP, this is a e-experience, or experience. I think this is Tiny XP. I got Tiny XP on this one. I got Micro XP on the HP, but if there's one thing I knew, do not install Tiny or Micro XP on, well, either computer, to be honest, because it doesn't support HP drivers for networking for some reason. If it's manufactured by Hewlett Packard, even if it is a Compaq, it will not work. Wi-Fi drivers are just not compatible, so I'd recommend getting a different operating system. But as I'm technically stuck with the Compaq, the HP I will probably change its OS to something Linux based. But I'll get there in a bit. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I gave this one the Hiren's Boot CD theme. By the way, that's not a real theme. I just ripped the wallpaper from Hiron's boot CD and just change the taskbar to the classic version. Literally not hard to do. Is it the full taskbar or is it the micro down one? Yeah, it's full taskbar. This has got tight VNC on it as well, but I'm planning on upgrading that to real VNC, because tight VNC is good and all, it's just really slow and it's not always compatible with newer computers. And because tight VNC is now defunct, they obviously don't support Windows 7 and Windows 8 and everything. But real VNC does, because it's the current as well as an older version. And older versions and new versions are actually compatible with each other. I downloaded the latest version off their website, and the Windows 98 version off their archive website. And to be honest, this hasn't been... Oh, have I? I have never actually showed the specs for this one yet, have I? I am so sorry. Okay, the properties. There we go. That's what it is. Pentium M. Clock's at 1500 megahertz, or 599. And with 496 megabytes of RAM. This computer literally is original. I've not done much to it. I've actually literally just wiped the hard drive, and it probably had some data on it anyways. This was a server actually, so this might have had some personal school-related information, because this actually came from my dad's work. And it might have had some secure information that needed destroying, and I've already done that. Let's just say I don't think anyone's getting that back, because I've actually struggled so much with the hard drive. I've wiped it more than once. So, get back in there. Samsung's misbehaving. Okay, so I'll close that down. Yeah, it says IT, but it's Acer. So I'm going to get back with another system on the cooling pad. The leaning tower of laptops seems to be getting quite full, and I don't want to crush whatever's on the bottom, so I just set the Acer over there. What we got? We got this. That's what we got. This beast. Just plug in the fan. This is a Samsung X30. Right there. It's got Intel Centrino. I'll just turn it on. Windows XP. It's got a Wise View Samsung LCD panel. This has got Fedora Linux 16 on it. Fedora 16. Just crank the LCD brightness all the way up. Here's what the specs of it are. It's got stereo speakers. It's got a fan. Oh, what the hell did I just do? Oh, nothing, because it's still booting. Okay. Let me just sign in. You didn't miss anything, I literally just pressed the sign in button. Yeah, that wallpaper's just... It's not my C600, but it's a C600. Hard drive problems detected. That is not a good sign. But this is an IDE drive, so... I really should probably mirror the drive. Or download an image the drive, and then of course set that image up on a new one. Same size and or bigger. But at the moment it still works, so I'm not complaining. It's got this little cool little scroll wheel. Backstory of this computer, I was in a drama performance and I'd stupidly forgot my Iridium and my Compaq, which I was going to use as a prop. So, of course, I called up my dad and asked me if he could drop one off, which unfortunately he was too late. I got this delivered to me when I was in a history lesson. However, he said keep it, shortly after leaving. So I said, nice. This computer has literally been in my collection for donkeys. I literally only, when I bought the Sunvision power supply, I actually managed to start it up. And it ran Fedora 16 when I'd started it up, and I was quite happy with that. So, I've kept it like that ever since. Of course, it didn't have my user account on it before. It had the ICT ones. This was also used as a server as well, but this is basically my computer. And, well, I've loved it ever since. It came with a free laptop bag, which I threw away, because it didn't have a What's it called? The little neck strap thing that goes around your neck and it like dangles down below your side next to your hip. It never had that. It just had the handle. So it was going to be a stress. It didn't come with a charger, or did it? Oh no, it didn't come with a charger. It did come with a 3 Mickey Mouse style cloverleaf plug. Which, do I have one here that I can? I don't. I'm gonna have to. No, it's just, you know, the 3-leaf clover style ones. These. I just came with one of those in the computer. Well, not in the computer, but in the bag. Didn't get the charger with it. My dad says he does still have the charger somewhere. He might have thrown it out now. I feel sad about that. Okay, as this looks like it's gone to bed, I'm just going to turn it off. So there's a Samsung X30, and I shall now come back with another system. BRB. Expectation of size? We're getting massive. So, let me just plug this fan in, if I can find the only USB port on this computer. On this side. There it is. This sadly does not work, but it kind of works, so I will temporarily boot it up for the loving audience. It's not turning on. Lol. I wasn't pressing it hard enough. Yes, it has a very old Toshiba hard drive, which still works. I think. It's not clicking, so it must still work. Oh god. I can't see anything on the screen. Is the screen even still working? Oh, okay, contrast. Yeah, don't you love that about these old passive matrix displays? And that, yes, if anybody can help me get rid of that, I'm subbing to you. What happens if I press this switch down? Ugh, that's horrible. I'm never shutting the lid on this then when it's on. Obviously doesn't do anything. I wonder... I wonder if it's just password. No. Or do I have to insert it 3 times? No. Clearly, I have no clue what the password to this is, and I would like, well, help in either recovering the password or removing it entirely. The battery in this does not charge at all, because the battery is knackered, and I will need to get that mended. Aside from that, that is the Toshiba Satellite 4000 CDS in all of its glory. So now, size expectations, we're going from being this thick down to quite this thick. So we're going thinner. This is a Packard Bell KAV60. Backstory with this... Oof, I tried to open it real quick. Backstory with this, I found this in the library bin. It's still had that in it, so I was kind of really excited. And let's just say this thing is a brand spanking new, even if it didn't have a box. This thing is clean, and it works. So let's boot it up. Boot it up. Right. I've clearly underestimated the battery in this. Don't worry. I can fix that out, no problem. Battery. That's better. It's Packard Bell with inside BIOS. This thing does not run Windows 7 Starter Edition. It's horrible, and to be honest, If I could sum it all up in one word, I would say crap, as a whole. I'll just move the Toshiba. Oh, it's that thing weighs a ton. It's gonna sit with all the old bricks. Yeah, it runs Peppermint Linux, which is not my choice. My dad actually set this up. I only asked him to put a hard drive in it, and what did he do? Put a full-fledged OS on it. I'm kind of happy, yet kind of... Why did you have to do that? So... Oh, yikes. I probably haven't used this thing in years, judging by the wallpaper. Not years, ages. Hold on. Yeah, the keyboard is horrible to use on this. God, this wallpaper gives me nightmares and memories. Okay, so this is just a computer. There's nothing really to it. It's just... basically just a little netbook. Running Chromium. Just shut it down. Despite not being able to do much, the KAV60 is still a good computer, so I'm going to unplug it. Put the screen protector, or technically the keyboard fluff protector, I don't know what it is, what's probably for the screen, and close it. Come back with the array of faulty machines on the desk. Now, I don't know, shall I start with... I think we're going to start with a couple of the messy ones. This is a HP Mini 2133 netbook. It's actually another computer from the school laptops video. I'm going to turn it on. It has a fault with the display, so you'll see a bit on the display first. I think you'll see that, and then I'm going to obviously turn to the display for more information, of course. Oh, hang on, the thing reboots twice for some reason. It's booting Windows now, I think. There you go. So, as a computer, it's, I've got a little thing for that. There we go. It's got 1.75 gigs of RAM, so that's new. Yeah, this is just HP 2133. It's got a VIA C7M. Yes. You heard me correct on that one. A VIA processor. This one's pretty bad. Specs and everything wise. I have actually given this thing audio now. So, though it doesn't play startup or shutdown sounds, I can get it to do something by just opening run, typing something it doesn't understand, and... Yep. Just Alt F4 that. And then just shut it down, because there's really nothing else I need to do with it. So that's the HP 2133 netbook. It's alright. It works. And 9 times out of 10, I don't have to bother with it that much. So I'm pretty cool with it. So, yeah, I'll pause this video and come back with a much better condition.